Welcome to ALMA Maldita. Today, we dive into 3 terrifying tales of black magic horror. Let's begin. I never believed in black magic until the day I found an old, dusty grimoire in my grandmother's attic. Its pages were filled with sinister incantations, and the illustrations depicted rituals that sent shivers down my spine. Curiosity got the better of me, and I began to experiment with the spells within the book. At first, it seemed like harmless fun, with candles flickering and objects moving mysteriously. But as I delved deeper into the forbidden knowledge, I noticed a sinister change in my surroundings. One night, as I chanted a particularly complex incantation, a shadowy figure materialized in my room. It spoke with a voice that sent chills down my spine, demanding payment for the dark power it had bestowed upon me. Fear gripped me as I realized the terrible price of dabbling in black magic. Desperate to break free from the malevolent entity's grasp, I searched for a way to undo the spells. The grimoire offered no solutions, only warnings of the irreversible consequences of my actions. The entity's presence grew stronger, and I knew I had to find a way to sever the ties to the dark arts before it consumed me entirely. I had always been a skeptic, dismissing tales of witches and curses as mere superstition. That changed when I moved into an old, decrepit house in the countryside. Strange things began to happen, and an eerie feeling of being watched followed me everywhere. One evening, I discovered a hidden room in the attic, filled with bizarre artifacts and an ancient tome. It was a witch's grimoire, and the pages described a hex that could control minds. Intrigued and skeptical, I decided to try it out on a whim. I cast the hex on my neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, and soon noticed changes in his behavior. He became obsessed with me, his eyes filled with an unsettling desire. Terrified, I realized I had unleashed a power beyond my control. As the hex's effects intensified, Mr. Jenkins grew increasingly unstable, and his obsession turned into madness. He began stalking me, and I became trapped in a nightmarish game of cat and mouse. The line between reality and delusion blurred, and I knew I had to find a way to break the hex before it consumed both of us.
In the heart of New Orleans, I found myself enthralled by the city's mystique and the allure of voodoo. Seeking adventure, I visited a voodoo shop in the French Quarter, where I encountered a mysterious woman named Marie Laveau. Marie claimed to be a voodoo priestess and offered to perform a ritual for me. Intrigued, I agreed without realizing the consequences. She warned me that her magic had a price, and I foolishly ignored her words. The ritual was intense, and I felt an otherworldly power coursing through me. It was exhilarating until I discovered the true nature of the spell: vengeance against my enemies. My anger and resentment spiraled out of control, and I watched in horror as the people who had wronged me suffered unimaginable fates. Haunted by the darkness of my actions, I sought out Marie Laveau once more, desperate to undo the curse. She told me that breaking the voodoo spell required an even greater sacrifice. I had to choose between my soul and the lives I had ruined. Now, I stand at a crossroads, torn between the horror of the vengeance I unleashed and the dire choice that awaits me. The world of voodoo is a seductive and perilous one, and I've learned the hard way that it's best left untouched.